I'm here today with a little bit of a different kind of tutorial. It's still with the presets, of course, except actually they're styles because I'm going to be editing in Capture One. We had a customer who sent in a sample edit request with some images, and he requested to see the Capture One styles. It is definitely important if you're editing with one program to get your sample edit done with the program that you're using, because there are some slight differences, and it just has to do with the color theory that Capture One uses as opposed to Lightroom. Sometimes we see differences when we edit an image using the same preset or style, whether it was done in Capture One or Lightroom, but the film look is still accurate. So we're going to go ahead. And this customer has requested to see Fuji Original and Portra Original. I created 2 copies of each of the images he sent in, and I'm going to apply. I'm just going to go ahead and do Fuji 400H on this one. And on this one, we're going to do Portra 400. Those are the 2 presets that we're going to sample. Just like with Lightroom, in Capture One, we promote the 3-step workflow. It works no matter what program you're using. You apply the preset or style, and then you adjust for exposure, temperature, and tint. I like to have round numbers, so I don't use the sliders the way that some people do. I brought up the exposure on that, and let me just look at it for a second and see what I want to do. Just like with the presets, the styles come with a variety of tools. That way we can work with the image that we have, the preset or style that we've applied, and then go in and make little adjustments using the tools to fine tune it. A lot of these decisions are made using personal preference. So like each of these tone profiles achieve something different, either in the highlights or the shadows. And so depending on the image and the lighting and the look you're trying to go for, it's going to dictate the tools that you want to use. To be honest, I think I'm just going to leave it as is. Even with, let's see actually what the white balance options here provide. So that one says daylight, cloudy. It's a bit warm for my taste. Open shade. Oh yeah, that's very warm. Tungsten, I think is, yeah, wow. These would be very useful for each of these different lighting situations. You know what? After seeing all of those different white balance options, I think I might just leave it as is. Although now I'm going to go over and apply the same edits to the Portra 400 and just see if those same adjustments work good on the portrait. They might not. Let's see. To me, I think that does work, and I don't feel like, and you can see there are 2 very different presets. Fuji 400H, Portra 400. Portra is often chosen as a moodier, deeper effect, and it's often more muted in the greens and blues. I did bring down the exposure a little bit because it felt like it was a bit bright on her face. So we're going to go to the next image that this customer has submitted, and we're going to go over to our styles and apply 400H. Now we're going to go down and apply Portra 400. This image right out of the camera has very good exposure. I don't think that we need to adjust that. I'm going to go back up to this Fuji 400H. I think I will bring the warmth up a little bit. Sometimes I have to stop and just really look at it and decide what direction I want to go in. There we go. I think that's good. Okay. Now I'm going to go down to the next one, and I am going to bring the exposure down. Let's go back to the style. And I'm in Portra Original. I want to make sure that I'm down here in the Portra tools, because especially with the tone profiles, each of these tools were designed for the pack that they came with. So you want to make sure that you're using the tone profiles like All Soft or whatever from Portra Original if you used a Portra Original preset. or style. It's not the same with the AI tools. You are able to use those kind of universally, but each of these tone profiles was designed to be used on the pack that they came with. The all soft tone profile brings back in more detail in the highlights, and it lightens the shadows a bit, which gives you a little bit more balance and a bit of a softer look, like less contrast. But on this particular image, it doesn't seem to be making much of an effect. So I'm curious if strobe soften will work for what I'm looking for. Yeah, I think I'm going to use that one. This is an image that doesn't need a lot of adjusting, so we're going to go on to the next one. Okay. Going up to Fuji 400H, and we'll apply that style. And back down. That's the original. Whoops. Oh my goodness. And here is Portra 400. Let's see what it looks like with a bit more exposure on it. I love this car. That looks so cool. I like how the blacks are staying black even though we're raising the exposure quite a bit. And I am gonna bring the white balance, the temperature up a little bit more than that. Let's see, let's just go crazy. The nice thing when you're editing an image that doesn't have a subject in it, you don't have to be so concerned with making sure the white balance, like for as far as skin tones, is super accurate, because you're not dealing with any skin tones. I like that. I like how warm that is. To play around a little bit with some of our tools, so let's just hover over all hard and see. Okay, well that deepened the blacks. I like that. I feel like that one was a subtle difference. Highlight hard. So when it says the word hard, it typically means that it's like enhancing it or like emphasizing it a bit more. And when we use the word soft, it's toning it down, it's deepening, it's bringing more detail back into, well, in this case, the highlights. Shadow hard. So again, this is going to be deepening the shadow areas, and then shadow soft will be lightening up those areas. Not a huge thing actually on those. Let's see what Spotlight does. Now, the Spotlight tool is a really fun AI tool that you typically, on a lot of images, it'll deepen and darken the background, but it'll make the subject pop. So it's really nice in some situations. I don't even know what that did. Well, whatever. I like the way the picture looks, so we're going to go with that. So, we used the Spotlight tool, and I did adjust some things over here. So I'm going to try to copy those into the Portra 400 and see if we want to make any slight adjustments. So that is the image with Portra 400. And here are the adjustments I made. Let's go back here and choose the Spotlight tool and see what happens. Although it does have quite a nice film look to it, I think I would personally like to see a little less yellow. So I'm bringing down the temperature. And I'm going to raise the tint a bit. And honestly, I do think I want this to be a bit deeper, a little less exposed. Okay, there we go. Yep, I'm liking that a little bit more. So I do like both of those edits. Fuji 400H, Portra 400, those are like classic looks. And so yeah. Let me know in the comments if you have anything to add, if you have any tips or tricks you'd like to share, any thoughts about the styles themselves or Capture One or anything. We love to chat with you guys and hear what you have to say. So I hope that this little tutorial was helpful, and If you would like to have a sample edit done on some of your own images, you can always message us at support@mastinlabs.com, or you can find the link to our sample edit form in the comments below or in the caption. Thanks for watching, and happy editing!